Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's digital marketing tip. We are talking about how to SEO your blog on your website. So the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about different blogging techniques and strategies to help you write SEO-friendly blogs. And now today, it's how to transfer that over to your website so that when you do put your blogs up, you're getting the most traction possible from your blog post. So for this sake, you're looking at the back end of my website, you're looking at a blog post, and I am going to walk you through what we use, which is a simplified form, to help SEO our blog content. So first and foremost, if you are a WordPress user, you are going to want to install a plugin called Yoast SEO. Now, this plugin allows you to not be an SEO genius, but still have a great SEO strategy when it comes to your blogging. So today I'm going to talk about how to utilize this tool and how to optimize your blogs so that once you've written your blog, you can plug it in your website and pick out a keyword and also make sure that it's optimized to show up. Because just because we write with keywords doesn't necessarily mean that the search engines are going to love the layout of how we've written it or be able to pick up the key components that they need. So it's really important that you're using a tool like Yoast SEO to help you out and help make your efforts go just a little bit further. So as you can see, I already have all of my content in here. I've embedded a video in here. I have my title picked out. So I'm going to start showing you a couple different things on the SEO side. So we picked out a SEO title that is in our title of our post. We have the words TikTok for business in the first paragraph. We have it all kind of spread out, right? So when we go down here into the Yoast SEO, how you're going to work with this is you're going to put in your keyword focus, right? So you've done this research, you've pulled this from Google keywords, and you've written a blog article around it. Now we're going to put in the focus keyword for this article. And then what Yoast is going to tell us is what our SEO score is with just that keyword. So if I just put TikTok in here, you'll see that I get this orange kind of frowny face. But when I put TikTok for business in here, if that's what I wanted my key phrase word to be, then I get a smiley face because I've done the work. I've changed the title. I've put this throughout, sprinkled these keywords throughout the text. So don't worry. If you get a frowny face when you put in a keyword, what happens down here under SEO is it will tell you what you need to do to fix that and get a positive smiley face. So it's actually super friendly to people that don't have SEO experience. So if I had just put in TikTok and that was my keyword and that's all I wanted to focus on, which is not technically a key phrase, but if that's all I wanted to focus on, this would be the links and the recommendations that Yoast SEO would give me to help me get my article SEO friendly, okay? So a couple of the main things of SEO on a blog article are your text length. 300 words is what they want to see in Yoast. Your description, your meta description, which is something you're going to write right here, which is essentially what pulls up on Google under your title. There'll be a little description, and that's what pulls up on Google. So they want that to be key phrase rich so that it matches your slug, which we'll talk about right here. This is your URL or your ending URL, and it matches your keyword phrase right up here. So when I add in TikTok for business, you'll see that I go back to a green smiley face on that. And the only other recommendations they are making down here is that I could have more text in there, in the copy. I could have internal links. So I could have a link linking to other blog posts or other pages on my website. That would help my SEO score. Another common thing is having external links to other content that's related to your keyword topic. Your meta description, we already talked about that. And then your title is always really big too. Having this verbiage in your title is huge. And then also having it in the first paragraph and sprinkled throughout the copy of your blog. So you don't have to go overboard and think that you have to have this in here like 500 times. It actually works opposite of SEO when you do that. But there's a fair amount of 3, maybe 4, depending upon your length, times they're going to want to see that keyword phrase throughout your blog post to help SEO your blog. So obviously we're aiming for a green smiley face here. Now the other side of this is readability, and readability is the way that these search engines are able to crawl the content and get out what they need to be able to show your blog articles. So it's their technology's ability to read your content in an easy to read format. So readability is also super important. However, sometimes it's hard to achieve a green smiley face, trust me. I actually have somebody on my team help me with that because it drives me crazy. I strive for all green, but this part really drives me crazy because it mostly comes down to layout and how you can scan the content. And then it also comes down into transition words and how they want to see your layout. So readability is a little bit harder, but you can't go wrong with having a layout along these lines, especially if you're making a lot of bullet points or a lot of different points in your copy. It's always great to have the bullet points here and keep your copy, easy to read, easy for the eye. And then that means it's going to be easy to scan through their bots, if you will, as they're looking for that content. So again, this is a WordPress tutorial on how to SEO your blog site or your blog post. If you're using a different platform, most platforms have an SEO option with their blog content, with their pages. So you just would need to look into what SEO options they have or plugins that they would allow you to use. But I always recommend finding something that's super user-friendly because this is something anybody can do, right? I'm not a professional blogger, but I can go in here and I can make this readable and I can make it SEO friendly and I can do it within 15 minutes. It takes me 15 minutes to do it, right? So it's really, really important because that's how my content is seen and shown and shows up even more. And obviously, if you're putting this much time into your content, that's what you want to have happen. So that's it for this week's digital marketing tip. If you need help with your digital marketing or have questions about how to make blogging work for you, feel free to reach out to us on the web at realmarketingsolutions.net. Connect with us for a complimentary 30-minute strategy session. We'd love to chat. We'll see you next week.